Let's rock, baby.
Hey everybody, Kyle Israel here. Figured I would talk about Chapter 2 and 3 of One Piece. Going into Volume 2 here soon. And I wanted to finish it up since where we left off yesterday on the last video. So, Chapter 2 begins basically right after where Luffy gets sucked into a whirlpool in a barrel, right? And then he like wakes up and he's like, that was a killer nap, bro. and Lady Alvida's like, because he wakes up on like a pirate ship, right? And Lady Alvida's like, who had a good nap? And everyone's like scared, right? Because she's the most beautiful of the sea, right? And Kobe's like one of the little cabin boy kids, right? His name's Kobe, and he's like freaking out, right? And because he's been the whipping boy, if you will. He has to like scrub her boots, the deck, whatnot. He's totally like the cabin boy, and he's getting all the whoopings. You're a type nerd in like school, right? Where you like pick on the guy or whatever, and it's like he's just so easy, you can't help it. And then like Luffy is like, he wakes up from the nap and he screams, and the pirate crew, right, they all like harass him, right? Like they're all like, he's the go-to whipping boy, if you will. And Lady Alvida, the pirate captain of the ship that Luffy wakes up on, is like is like giving him crap, be like, who took a good nap? And then Luffy's all like, oh, I did. And he's like, oh, this isn't Pirate Hunter Roanoa Zoro. And they're foreshadowing, right, Zoro in Chapter 2 already. Like, it's like, ooh, so who's this mysterious character, right, named Roanoa Zoro? And I love that little, like, addition there where Zoro is, like, feared among even, like, the pirate captains. And, like, these I think that's kind of cool, right? And so, freaking Kobe is all like freaking out because he's afraid he's gonna just get his ass beat. But like Luffy goes and tells Kobe, he's like, I ain't afraid to die. Like Luffy's like, I don't give a shit who this is. He's all like, I'm gonna freaking knock her out. And basically Kobe's like all freaking out and scared, and then Luffy just stands right up to her and he's like, who's this ugly bitty? And everyone's jaws just drop. They're like, oh shit. He did not just say that, right? And Kobe's all like, I'm sorry, Alvida, you are the ugliest, fattest, nastiest bitch on the sea. And she's all like, what did you say? And then she takes her hammer and she just like breaks the boat that Kobe was working on to escape and just shatters it into a million pieces. And then Luffy's all like, well said. And then he just like knocks her out in like one punch, bro. Just full on, just and she just freaking hit the ground running, dude. Face down, ass up. And then we go right into Chapter 3, and basically like they're going into this marine base, right? And this character, Zoro, that they were foreshadowing, he's like hanging up like this with the ropes, and he doesn't have the swords or anything, and everyone's all like scared of him, right? Everyone's like, oh god, it's Zoro, you know, and Luffy's like, let's go check this out. And so he's getting ready to go scope the place out, and this little girl hops like this little fence and goes and hands him these rice balls, right? And Helmeppo, or whatever, he's one of the, he's like the marine captain's like son, and he's like a total douche, right? Like you can just tell this guy's just like a total douche. He just abuses his power because he's like friends with the big tough bully, the big bad, right? He knows he can just get away with anything. He's like the end all be all. Like he's like, oh, I'm tough shit, right? And he sees this little girl, right? And he like grabs the food that she made to give Zoro, and he just like throws it to the ground and kicks it. And it's like, dude, like you already, like if you didn't notice by now, just by looking at the guy, he was gonna be a total douche. And sure enough, it confirms it. And he orders like these Marines, right? I'll tell my father on you. if you don't throw this little girl over this wall and potentially break her bones or maybe even worse. So he just like, the Marines are so scared of the Captain's Morgan that they literally chuck this girl, like this little child, and I'm like, bruh, just chucks her, right? And then Luffy like actually catches her or whatever, and then she whatever starts crying or whatever, and they comfort her, and Luffy goes and checks out Zoro after the Marine Morgan dude left, and then but before this happens, Zoro like looks at him and he's like, I can handle it. I can handle a full fucking month, bro. I can handle 1 month. I got more willpower, you know, like he's so confident in it. And Luffy jumps the fence and he's like, hey, kid, give me those rice balls. I can't take it anymore. I'm too hungry. If you set me free, I'll go kill whoever you want me to kill. If they have a president, I'll let you keep all the money. It's like, damn, you know, maybe Zoro really is this big bad, right? Like maybe he is the big bad that everyone's afraid of, you know. He's got the willpower, right? And then Luffy's like talking to him. He's like, are you really all that bad? Zoro's like, nah, me, I wouldn't hurt a fly. He's like, I can handle it. I don't need to depend on you to set me free. He's like, hey, give me those rice balls. Hurry, covered in mud, right? Luffy's like, ugh. He's like, and don't miss a single rice ball, a piece of rice. And Zoro just like eats them. He's like, I don't give a shit. And then Luffy's all like, whatever, dude. So then they bail or whatever, and then they run to that girl later at like a little tavern, restaurant, or whatever. And the little girl breaks down the fact that Zoro was the only person that stood up for her when Morgan's son Helmeppo was letting his dog do whatever he wants and was harassing the villagers and scaring them and stuff. And Luffy's like, well, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. I'm gonna go ask him to join my crew. So Luffy's like into chapter 4, right? And Luffy's so pissed at Morgan's son Helmeppo that he like knocks his ass to the freaking ground, and is like, I got your name, I got your ass, right? Like Sergeant Hartman.
You little scumbag! I got your name, I got your ass.
Full Metal Jacket, right? And then Helmeppo's like freaking. Like, he's like, I'm gonna tell my daddy on you, blah, blah, blah. And then Luffy's like, scum like you aren't even worth hitting. So freaking Helmeppo's like, goes to his dad or whatever, tells him, he's like, Daddy, I want you to kill someone for me. He's like all butthurt, right? And he's like, Captain Morgan's all like, do you know why I've never hit you? Someone like you of your status isn't even worth hitting. Captain Morgan is like this like total freaking douchebag, like super narcissist, right? Like kind of reminds me of a few people I've met in my life where they're kind of like this, but like Captain Morgan's almost like brainwashed. He's so bad, and he's got like a little stogie in his mouth, and he's got like this iron chin, dude, little chin action going on. He's got a freaking axe hand, right? Captain Axe Hand Morgan. And he's like, I'm so great. I'm so great. And so he's he's building this statue, right, of himself of the naval base. And he's talking about how everyone that isn't up to his stature on this base is worthless. And that status means everything. Ugh. I'm number one. I'm so great, right? And he's got this giant freaking statue being built. I think he's confiscating for something, right? And Luffy's all like, I hear some noise going on up there. What's going on? So he like stretches up there, and the freaking statue, right? They're working, he's pulling it or whatever, and Luffy like bumps it, and it just shatters. And Morgan is just like, he's like raged out. Looks like a freaking bodybuilder, just raged out, right?
Stop.
Just freaking like all like freaking tomato red, just furious. And then Helmeppo's all like, Daddy, that's the jerk that I told you to go kill. And Helmeppo's like, kill him for me. And frickin' Morgan's all like, hold him down, I'm gonna carve out his heart. I'm like, whoa. And so frickin' Luffy's all like, grabs frickin' Helmeppo, yoinks him, and just starts running to the naval base, going to get frickin' Zoro's sword. And Kobe, right, he's trying to untie Zoro, and Kobe's explained like that Luffy like knocked out Helmeppo and or whatever, it stood up for him, and then Zoro's like, whoa, really? Kid's got some balls. And Kobe's like untying him, right, and this guy freaking like snipes him, dude. And Zoro gives him like that 1,000-yard stare, right? And I'm just like, oh yeah, it's gonna go down, dude. So we're going into like chapter 5, right? And I noticed that with this chapter, it explores, you know, Zoro's backstory. And I haven't read the manga in a while. And so after rereading this, I was kind of in shock at how like much better his backstory feels in the anime, you know? Because I've seen the anime several times, but not recently. But I have a pretty good memory on it because I own the DVD box sets from back in the day. I remember back in like high school, you know, this is over 10 years ago. I remember watching his backstory like a few times over, and because he's like my favorite character in the show, right? And reading it in the manga, I was surprised how little information we even get. Like, I love how they explored it more in the anime, where they kind of like really fleshed it out. And I can't get over the fact that he challenged Queen of 2,000. For some reason I don't remember that, but he went 0 for 2,000. Like, brother, like, that is a lot of determination. I mean, I've lost a lot in my day. I mean, you don't get better by winning, right? You get better by losing, and you gotta lose a lot. But 2,000 L's, whew, man, I've lost a lot in my life too. But damn, 0 for 2,000. But I love that Zoro asks, you know, the master, and it's like the dojo master, if he could have, you know, Kumina's sword, because she fell down the stairs and died, and it was probably one of my favorite moments. And like I said, in the anime, it's so good, but in the manga, it's just so quick, right? It's just like, damn, you know, it didn't feel like there was any build up. Plus, watching his kid Zoro like train and learn how to use the 3 swords, I thought that was so fun, man. Like, that always gave me such motivation to go like lift weights, like seeing that, right? Like, oh man, I can't stress how good that episode was. But yeah, reading chapter 5 again, I'm like really falling in love with the story again, and it's really makes me want to go watch some of these in the anime again, you know, to compare. I would also like to mention that in earlier, like when Luffy took out Alvida, he did it so much faster too, because I remember in the anime I feel like it dragged, and sometimes I think filler is good. Sometimes it is. I like it when they build on characters and stuff, and some of these moments where there's more build up, and that's one thing that I really enjoyed more with the anime and stuff like this, where everything is just so quick in the manga, and sometimes you want it to drag. So after Morgan's defeat, right, going into chapter 7, they're sitting in a little pub or bar or whatever, and Luffy and Zoro are eating, right? And Zoro was like, it's kind of weird, I haven't eaten in like 9 days, yet you're eating more than me. And I thought that was kind of funny that Luffy's just an endless, bottomless pit. It's just like, well, I guess he's made of rubber, right? Well, I wonder how food would digest if you're made of rubber. Maybe that's why he has like an endless, bottomless pit. He's like a black hole, right? And then like the joke where he's like, how do you eat more than a guy who hasn't eaten in 9 days? And then Kobe's all like, I really care about you guys. And then everyone's all like, you know, talking about how, you know, how are they going to get to the Grand Line? And Kobe's saying how crazy they are for wanting to do this or whatever. And Zoro's like, who cares? And he's like, so tell me more. who's our other crewmates and stuff like that. And then Luffy's all like, just you. And Zoro's like, huh? Me? I'm the only one? He's like, so where's our pirate ship? And then the pirate, there is no ship. Zoro's all like, oh, what have I got myself into?
を名乗ろうとするからには相当の人数が集まってるんだろうな。
あ、お前だけだ。
なあ、
じゃあ、そう、二人だ。
たった二人で海賊団名乗るのか？
いいじゃんか。俺たち強いし。
船は海賊船はどこだ？
うん、あれだ。
What kind of person am I following, right? And the Marines or whatever come in and they're telling, hey, for saving us from our evil tyrant Morgan, and they salute him. And there's like this moment where everyone's like, well, I've never seen Marines salute pirates, right? And then they're like, well, since we just saluted a bunch of pirates, we won't report you to headquarters, and you're free to go. And Luffy and Kobe or whatever get ready to take off. And then Luffy turns around and says to this guy, he's all like, Kobe was like this whipping boy for this pirate. And then Kobe gets so mad, he like punches Luffy in the face, and then they get in this little fight and scuffle or whatever. And then the Marines are like, please stop, or whatever. It's clear you two aren't friends or whatever. And Kobe's saying to himself, he's like, did you really do that, so I could join the Marines? Did you just get me mad so they wouldn't suspect? And then and then they start walking to their ship and they're getting ready to leave. And Zoro makes a point. He's like, that was some really bad acting, bro. They're probably going to see through that one. And then Kobe sees them off and salutes them. And they start laughing about how, like, I've never seen Marines salute or whatever, right? And the frickin' one of the Navy guys or whatever says, those are some good friends you have there. He's like, we've lost a lot of good Marines to pirates, but sure, you're more than welcome to join. And, there's like that moment where, Kobe is finally able to do what he's always wanted to do. And that was a pretty special moment. So going into chapter 8, basically they're on the ship or whatever, and Luffy's all like, I'm freaking starved. And then he sees this bird in the sky, right? And Luffy's all like, I'm gonna go catch him. And then Zoro's like, how? Right? And so he just he literally launches himself, because he's made of rubber, right? So he throws himself into the sky to catch this bird. But instead of him catching the bird catches Luffy. And then Zoro's like, what the
鳥か。
食おう、あの鳥。
あ？どうやって？
俺に任せろ。無言無言。
なるほどね。
So Zoro's like rowing after fucking Luffy or whatever, and then there's these pirates or whatever in the water, and then Zoro's all like, I can't stop, you're gonna have to just jump in. And then these pirates or whatever, like, they fucking jump in the boat, and then they try to take over Zoro when he's in the boat. And so he just like beats the living shit out of them. And then now they're rowing to the destination, and Zoro's like, hurry up. I thought that was really funny, right? And so we're entering, right? We get introduced to, Nami, right? And she like uses her like sexiness to like seduce pirates to steal from them, right? And so the way these guys got fooled into being like stranded in the ocean is that Nami like baited them by dressing all like real sexy, right? And it's funny that she tricked them or whatever. And she's like, I'm so thirsty. She's like, but you can have all my treasure, just please give me some water. And they're like, yeah, you're just gonna have to wait right there, we're gonna check your treasure. And she's like, well, I'll just take your ship. And she's just like sails off, and it's like, brah. She's too good, dude. Gotta be careful out there, guys. Right? If she's got looks that kill, she probably will kill. And so she makes it to the island or whatever, and then Luffy freaking crashes down. And then Nami's like, "Look, boss," or whatever, and then Luffy gets freaking jumped by these guys or whatever, and they like cut his hat. He just like gets pissed. He's like, "Don't touch my hat!" So he knocks these dudes out, and it's like, damn, okay. And that's kind of where Volume 1 ends, man. And dude, I'm having a good time with this. So if you guys are enjoying this content and you want me to keep doing this and you enjoy it, please like and share it with people. I appreciate it. I want to keep doing this. I'm having fun, and if we can support this, that would be great. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Volume 2, baby. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. If you guys like this content, be sure to check out my other socials, Twitch and Kick. Thank you all so much. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Laters.